Hello everyone, I'm Priyanka Bish from DPS Lamachar. Today in this session, we'll be discussing on the topic transportation and warehousing. Now starting with the topic transportation, what does transportation means? See, as we know, goods are produced at one place and customers are scattered in different places. So transportation helps in transferring the goods from the place of production to the final customers. Modes of transportation can be railways, through roads, or we can say through air and sea. So these all are modes of transportation. So transportation basically comprises freight services together with the supporting and auxiliary services by all the modes of transportation. Modes of transportations are railways, roads, air and sea for the movement of goods and international carriage of passengers. Now the next business services is warehousing. Now what does a warehouse means? See, sometimes when the business pile up extra stock, or we can say when the business produces extra goods, now the problem arises where to store these goods. So these extra goods are stored in a warehouse and it is known as warehousing services. Now let's understand the term warehousing with an example. For example, a farmer will produce or harvest the crop only once, which means once per season. Now what happens here is the requirement of the food grains which the farmer has produced is throughout the year, because as we know, people don't eat food only once. They need the food on daily basis. So here the farmer needs to store these goods and sell these as whenever the demand arises. So you need a warehouse here because the warehouse helps the farmer to store the extra goods or the extra harvest he has produced. So warehouses are the commercial building for storage. You can produce the goods and you can store the goods in the warehouse till the time they are used to dispatch to the final customers. Warehouses also helps in storing the raw materials also till the time they are used for the final production. Warehouses also provides us the safety custody, as it provides the temperature or the environment and the other things which are important to preserve the goods in a manner we want. So here the warehousing concept is clear that it is required to store the extra good produced by the business. So storage has always been an important aspect of economic development. The warehouse was initially viewed as a static unit for keeping and storing the goods in a scientific and systematic manner so as to maintain their original quality, value and usefulness. Now, there are various types of warehouses. The first type is private warehouses. So private warehouses are operated, owned or leased by a company handling their own goods, such as retail chain stores or multi-brand, multi-product companies. So private warehouses are basically owned by the businessman. They can store their own goods in their private warehouse. They are managed and owned by the manufacturer itself. The control lies within the manufacturer, and also there is a flexibility in private warehouse, as the owner can store its own goods in his warehouse, or it can rent it to someone else. Next type of warehouse is public warehouse. So public warehouses can be used for the storage of goods by traders, manufacturers or any other members of the public after the payment of a storage fee or charges. So public warehouses are basically licensed by the government. It is run by an agent, and the agent is the one who represents the government. It provides transportation facilities also, and it is flexible. Flexible in the sense you can pay the rent of the warehouses on installment basis. There is no fixed cost, and it also provided some value added services. Now the third type of warehouse is bonded warehouse. Bonded warehouses are licensed by the government to accept imported goods prior to the payment of tax and custom duties. These are the goods which are imported from other countries. So import means when the goods are transferred from other country to our country. Now bonded warehouse basically licensed to accept the imported goods. See, when the imported goods arrived in our country, the importer is not allowed to use or access these goods until and unless he has paid the custom duty. So bonded warehouses helps to store these goods in their warehouse till the time the importer has paid the custom duty. Next type of warehouse is government warehouse. These are the warehouses which are fully owned and managed by the government. The government manages them through the organization set up in the public sector. See, there's a difference between the government warehouses and public warehouses. Public warehouses was licensed by the government, but it was run by the agent. But government warehouses are licensed by the government and also managed by the government. So the various organization has been set up by the government. For example, FCI, which is Food Corporation of India, and CWC, which is Central Warehousing Corporation. The last type of warehouses is cooperative warehouses. So some marketing cooperative societies or agricultural cooperative societies have set up their own warehouse for members of their cooperative society. So cooperative warehouses are basically managed and owned by the members. Either it would be farmer who would come together and build these warehouse, or it would be used for marketing purpose, where the marketing agents comes together and build these cooperative warehouses. Now the next topic is functions of warehousing. So the first function of warehousing is break the bulk. See, when the goods are produced, one customer cannot buy the entire set of goods. There would be different customers who would require the goods. So break the bulk function basically divides the bulk quantity of goods into small quantities to different lines. Next is stockpiling. So this function of warehousing is the seasonal storage of goods to select business. Goods or raw materials which are not required immediately for sale or manufacturing are sold in warehouses. As we have already discussed the example of a farmer who produces wheat in one season, but its requirement is throughout the year. So here the warehouses helps in storing the extra pile-up stock of goods which are required. Next is price stabilization. So by adjusting the supply of goods with the demand situation, warehouses performs the function of stabilizing prices. And the last function is financing. So warehouse owners advance money to the owners on security of goods and further supply goods on credit terms to customers. The warehouses also provided financing facilities where the warehouses provides the payment of rent on installment basis. The last function of warehousing is value added services. So there are various services which are required by the manufacturer. For example, sometimes the buyer may visit to the warehouse for the inspection. So you'll have to show the goods to him and you have to repackage the goods. Sometimes you need to send the goods to the customer by labeling the goods according to the format, a particular format, or according to the demand of customers. So these are some services which are provided by the warehouses, which is known as value added services. So with this we have completed the fourth chapter of business studies, which is business services. In the next session we'll continue with a new chapter. That's all for today. Thank you.